Hello all YouTubers, today is episode 83 of the Mr. Men book readings. Mr. Men and Little Miss, Happy Diwali. The Diwali one. The darkest night of the year was fast approaching, and everyone was excited about the upcoming Festival of Lights, Diwali. A festival which celebrated the power of light and dark over darkness and good over evil. It was a time to meet up with family and friends, a time for generosity and giving, a time that Little Miss Sunshine looked forward to, and Mr. Mean dreaded. At the beginning of the festival, everyone set about cleaning and decorating their homes in preparation for the big night. Not that Mr. Fuzzy's house needed cleaning, nor Little Miss Neat's. Here, look, she had even vacuumed the ceiling. You can't I wish Mummy could do that. But on the other hand, Mr. Messie's house was, well, it was a mess. And Little Miss Helpful was not helping matters. Luckily, Little Miss Neat and Mr. Fussy had time to lend a hand. After cleaning came the decorating. Decorating with intricate designs and patterns made from coloured rice and sand on the floor to welcome people into the home. These were called Rangoli. Little Miss Sunshine's Rangoli was a pretty flower petal design. Little Miss Tiny likes it. Mr. Perfect created an amazingly colourful peacock Rangoli. Amazing until Mr. Tickle turned up. Tickle, tickle, tickle. And poor Mr. Perfect. Don't worry, he'll easily just make it again. Once all the homes were perfect, everyone got busy cooking for the feast. Little Miss Busy and Mr. Busy made trays and trays of food. Even Mr. Lazy lent a hand, one hand, and he only managed to cook one samosa. One might say it's the thought that counts, but I doubt that Mr. Busy and Little Miss Busy would agree. Some people went out to the Diwali Mela, which was a fair. There were colourful stalls selling mithai. And it was these sweets and pastries that caught Mr. Greedy's eye. He bought boxes and boxes of mithai, but somehow there were very few left by the time he got home. I can't imagine how that happened. Think I do, don't we? Mr. Tickle Cheerful and Little Miss Sunshine enjoyed Mr. Tickle's band who were playing at the fair. Mr. Tickle's tickling fingers made him an expert sitar player, although Mr. Noisy's drum almost drowned out all the other instruments. And Little Miss Splendid, she enjoyed the shopping. She'd bought a fantastically splendid headdress for the party, but it was so tall that she needed Mr. Tall's help to put it on. Big, isn't it? Mr. Wrong also bought a very smart new hat. It was gold, solid gold. It was so heavy that he needed Mr. Strong's help. Yeah, because it was so heavy he could not stand up. You'd think he'd wear something weirder, wouldn't he? Ah, well. And then it was time to light the DR candles. All the candles were lit in all the homes across the town, and the darkness was chased away by the light. It was Little Miss Sunshine's favourite moment. Mr. Sneeze had lit all his candles. They looked beautiful, but not for long, because a tissue! And they all went out. As everyone arrived for the party, they greeted each other with cries of Happy Diwali! And they had all brought gifts. Even Mr. Mean, although he had only bought one very small gift. Unlike Little Miss Splendid, she does like shopping for everybody. And Mr. Tickle had brought a special present, a tickle for everybody. The feast began with a very loud growling sound. Was it a tiger? Worried Mr. Worry. No, it was Mr. Greedy's tummy. Mr. Greedy was hungry, but there was more than enough food at the feast to even satisfy a hungry Mr. Greedy. Although, the others had to be quick before Mr. Greedy ate their favourite things. Everyone had a wonderful night, eating and singing and dancing and chatting. Especially Mr. Cheerful. There's nothing he likes more than a party. And as the sun came up and the darkest night came to an end, there were still 2 people awake. Sister and brother chatting away into the night. Little Miss Chatterbox and Mr. Chatterbox. Chatter, chatter, chatter. It's lucky that Diwali is a 5-day festival, because Mr. Chatterbox and Little Miss Chatterbox had a lot to talk about, even though they live next door to each other. I bet you couldn't get a word in edgeways or sideways or anyways, and you know. I hope you enjoyed this Diwali story. And here's all the Diwali facts about the about the legend of it. So, on behalf of all the Mr. Men and Little Misses, I'd say Happy Diwali if you're celebrating it right now.